Hey there, Alan Matthews here from Classical Guitar Shed. Please head over to Classical Guitar Shed when you get a minute. You'll find all sorts of tutorials and lessons and all things classical guitar technique, phrasing, expression, making it beautiful, getting going, continuing, all kind of stuff. So head over when you get the minute. In this video, we're going to be talking about what to do when you get tired of a tune. So it's a very common thing, right? As if you're working on classical guitar music, you've got this piece of music in front of you, and it takes a while to learn all the notes, to get all the things, and then it gets up to about 90%. It's not quite done yet, and you've been practicing it a long time, and then the excitement just wears off, right? This is very common, and a lot of people do this. I mean, you probably know somebody or are someone who is great at starting projects, about getting really excited about something and starting a project, but then doesn't really finish projects. This is really, really common. I mean, a lot of us do this. That's because of this excitement factor, right? There's this dip that goes down. We have this excitement, and then it just becomes grudgery and work. And then after a while, then it goes back up, and it's, we get done with the project. And so typically whenever it goes down into that dip, we'll just start something else. And that's a valid thing. With a piece of music, one of the things, I've got a few suggestions for you. If you get tired of a piece of music that you're working on, the first thing that you could do is just to be done with it and say, okay, that served its purpose, and I'm not going to play it anymore. Next. And just be done with it. So that's one option. On the other hand, if you've put a lot of work into it, it's really nice to have a repertoire, a list of tunes that you can actually play when somebody says, oh, you play guitar, let's hear it. Then you actually have something to share. And this just takes time with pieces to actually get them to the point where you can share them with people. So if you put all this work into a piece, it's kind of nice to do that, but you're still tired of it at this particular moment in time. So what do you do then, right? And then, so I've got some suggestions for you in that case. The first one is that you could change it up. So you've been working here, you've gotten past the excitement, you're now in the dip, right? Well, you could find some new way to be excited about it, or make it novel in some way. For instance, I'm working on this piece right now. That's just a little section of it. There's this piece that's a toccata by Sergio Assad. So I'm working on this, and I've been working on this for a little while, and so now I'm tired of it. I'm ready to do something else. One of the things you could do is to change it up so that you could change the rhythm of it. So whereas that was very straight, you could swing it. So now it's completely different. So it's a completely different tune now. So you could find something novel to do with it. You could also just work for pure speed, and that's a different one, to where you're saying, okay, now I'm just going to take this little section and I'm just going to make this into technical practice. I'm just going to play this thing. Of course, I'm getting sloppy with it right now, but you could just make it to where the goal isn't the piece anymore, and the piece is just like a scale pattern, that it's just something that you use to do something else with, such as build speed or connection or something like that. Another thing that you could do with it is, so you could change the rhythm in a number of different ways. Dotted rhythms are great, swing rhythms are great. So dotted rhythms meaning, instead of straight da, 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 it would be da, da, da. Da, da. So it's basically a dotted eighth and then a 16th instead of 2/8, and then a 16th and a dotted eighth. So da 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 da, or da 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 da, either one, or the triplet, boom, da, da, the swing, da, just like a jazz swing tune. So those are a couple of different things you could do with the rhythm. The other thing that you could do is to change the story behind it. So one of the things that make things interesting is the story that we attach to them. So you could actually write a script, so as if it were a movie soundtrack. If this was a movie soundtrack, what would it be? And so I could write my own story around this. Is this Jason Bourne, or is this, that'll probably date this video to say that, or is this within the Harry Potter saga, or is this an action film? Is this a love song? And this is what a great walk in the park we're having here, you know? What a glorious come together of, you know, of people or whatever it is. That you could actually write a narration about it so that it now accompanies a story and it has a new emotional relevance to you, and you can actually then kind of plot it, and this is where they do this and this is where they do this, and then they're running on the side of a mountain, and then it's, oh, but the foot starts slipping, and you can have this story that goes to it, and it creates a richer inner world around that. It gives new relevance to the same notes. There was some folks on eBay who took some trinkets, like yard sale trinkets, tried to sell them, and they couldn't sell them, and so then they wrote a little story around each one, and they ended up selling like hotcakes. So this little, you know, this pencil eraser, this was owned by a kid whose dad died of cancer. Well, now all of a sudden there's this story around it, and this dad gave him this pencil eraser right before he died, and so all of a sudden now there's this incredibly relevant story around this thing, and it makes it more valuable. You can do the exact same thing with your music. Another thing that you could do with your tunes is to put them aside and take a break from them for a specific amount of time. But you have to be sure to actually revisit them. So just put a reminder on your calendar. In 2 weeks, I'm coming back to this, and I'll hit it just like it's brand new. But for right now, we're just taking a break. It's a little separation. So I need some space in this relationship, please. I'm just going to be out of town for a couple of weeks doing my own thing. Then we'll come back and reassess our relationship. It's that sort of thing. Because a piece, you do have a relationship with a piece. So that's another thing that you could do. Take a break, put it on your calendar, and then whenever you do, actually do come back to it. So there it is. Those are a few things that you could do to negotiate the issue of getting tired of a piece that you're working on. In general, it's nice to keep everything that you play so that you can play it later and you build up a nice big repertoire. So hopefully that helps. Go over to classicalguitarshed.com when you get a chance, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Take care. Hey, would you like to play more cleanly, with more speed and precision, with more beautiful phrasing, and know that you're actually coming forward and progressing in a logical way on your guitar? Well, if so, you might want to check out the Woodshed. The Woodshed is a full practice solution. You'll find a massive library of play-along practice videos. You get a clear step-by-step progression. There's a massive practice library there with videos that you actually play along with. So practice along videos, training your different areas of your technique so that you know that that's solid. You get all the courses on Classical Guitar Shed, free webcam check-ins and video reviews so that you always know that you're on track with personalized one-on-one feedback. And most of all, you get the peace of mind knowing that you are on a specific track that leads from here to there. If this sounds interesting to you, then you can find more information following the link in the description, or you can go to classicalguitarshed.com, click on the membership button right in the center of the menu, and you'll learn all about it. Take care.